Good morning. I'm trying to shoot these videos and make sure I did one yesterday or the day before about Terrell Suggs getting arrested, and so I'm trying to just do them like more topical, and I can kind of weave in how we can best help. But I saw in the news this morning when I was at the gym that Myles Garrett, and if you don't know who Myles Garrett is, he's a badass defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. He was cited in Ohio for going 100 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. I have no clue. I'm not licensed in the state of Ohio. I'm only licensed in the state of Arizona. I don't know what their law is in Ohio when it comes to speeding or criminal speeding. I don't know. I don't even know if they have criminal speeding. But and I have no clue what kind of car he was driving. But I think it's important for me to shoot this video to let people know. Let's say, for instance, Mile was here in Arizona and he was going 100 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. That would actually be criminal speeding. And I don't think there's a lot of states in the country that criminalize speeding. We're one of the very few. But in Arizona, if you're going faster than 85 miles per hour or greater than 20 mile per hour over this posted speed limit, it's cited as a class 3 misdemeanor for criminal speeding. And in Arizona, it's really frustrating because all the jurisdictions, when I say jurisdictions, I mean courts, they treat it just a little bit different. So our main office is in Tempe. We do a lot of Tempe cases. We do a lot of Chandler cases. They're more lenient. Phoenix is very lenient when it comes to criminal speeding, but some of the jurisdictions are not. So Scottsdale's not, Mesa's not, Gilbert's not. We get a lot of criminal speeding cases. If someone's going up to the Grand Canyon on the 17 and they're like in the Mayor area in Yavapai, they're very, very difficult. Yarnell's extremely difficult. Like Havasu is very difficult. So it's all over the board. So it's not one size fits all. And people will call my office and they say, "Hey, Matt, I was going 100 miles per hour in a 65 or 110 miles per hour in a 75. What's going to be the outcome?" There's just so many factors relating to the outcomes of criminal speeding. How fast were you going? What was the posted speed limit? Which city were you in? Which jurisdiction are you in? There's too many variables. But what I do, and I've been doing this for a very long time, since 2010, so I know the right questions to ask. And I'm the type of lawyer, because we're so busy with cases, that when it comes to criminal speeding cases, we're kind of selective because that's probably our lowest level offense that we'll represent people for, all the way up to very serious murder charges and drug charges and sex charges. But for criminal speeding, I just want to make sure that if somebody hires us for a certain sum of money, that there's a reasonable likelihood that we can provide a certain result. So, say for instance, somebody's going 110 miles per hour on the 17 on their way to Flagstaff or their way back from Flagstaff to Phoenix, and they get popped in Yarnell, and they call me and they say, "Hey, Matt, I got criminal speeding. I want this off my record. I want defensive driving school." I'll be upfront and honest with them. It's not going to happen. Um, on average, it's not going to happen. And what I don't want to see happen is, we get involved with this case, and then realistically speaking, it's going to be plead to the charge, pay the fine, etc. But if it's, just like Miles, if it's 100 miles per hour and a 65, we should be able to get that done with the right investigation, with the right negotiation tactic. But I have to ask these questions, and I think it's really important because there's a lot of lawyers, especially the young lawyers who are just starting out. They'll take on these criminal speeding cases, and they'll charge something ridiculously low, um, and dedicate hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in time on these cases, only to hit a roadblock at the end. And that's really their only way of getting business. But for us, I'd rather just be honest and say, look, we could get it done, we can't get it done. There's a reasonable likelihood we can get it done, reasonable likelihood that we wouldn't. And we'll represent. We do represent professional athletes on a fairly regular basis. We'll do a celebrity, and then we also do people, professionals, or recently it's a lot of YouTubers too, and they're driving their McLaren or their Ferrari or their Lambo or whatever, and we got to be careful of those too. They're red flags. You're driving on the 10 or the 17, the 101 in your Lambo. I mean, you're already drawing attention to yourself. So we see those, and then on average, the judges and the prosecutors aren't all that sympathetic when I've got somebody in a McLaren or a Lambo or a Ferrari. So it makes it a little more challenging. But as you can see, there's just a lot of factors. So Miles, if you're watching this, Miles, your team, if you're watching this, your agent, you're watching this, I wish you the best of luck. I hope this thing goes away for you. Again, I don't have any idea what the laws are in Ohio. But if anybody ever has any questions for me about a criminal speeding or reckless driving and aggressive driving in the state of Arizona, we're the firm to call. And you can call me directly. There's 10 lawyers at my office, but I shoot a lot of these YouTube videos. If you watch my channel, it's my routine. I shoot them at my home office. This isn't my office. This is just my home office before I head into work. So it's my daily routine is wake up early, go to the gym, drink my coffee, and then shoot this video, and then on my way to work. But so if you're watching this video and you want to do the consultation with me, just tell my receptionist, hey, I saw Matt's YouTube video. I want to speak with him directly. 602-980-1987. We represent people from all walks of life, students, professionals, just everyone, celebrities, professional athletes, you name it, we represent. And we're good at what we do, and we treat everyone with the highest level of respect and attention to their case. So if you're worried about it, if you're worried about criminal speeding, if you're worried about a criminal traffic, if you don't know what the consequences are, even if you don't hire us but you want to pick my brain, you can call me directly. Again, my name is Matt Lopez. I'm the owner. And then call me at 602-980-1987. Thank you.